So this question came up. Why don't you teach people this? Well, I don't know what you mean with this. Or if you mean this, sitting, talking, it's just simply what seems to be happening. So, and already no one is doing this. This is just simply what seems to be happening. There's no one behind it doing this, doing the talking, sitting. And if there's a suggestion that this is some type of freedom, that there's something is reached which can be taught in a way, well, that's this also. But this is not an accomplishment. This is not a state which is reached. This is not the end of the line and the end of doing practices which led to this. This is just this. Whatever seems to be happening. And there's no way of teaching this because this is this already. So asking, why don't you teach, is this already? This is just this. Whatever seems to happen. And if there's a suggestion that there is a way out of this, or some type of freedom, well, that's just simply an idea that there's a way out, which is this also. Or that there's freedom, which is this also. So it's always just whatever seems to be happening. And this is not teachable, because there's no you and this, there's just this. And thinking it's teachable or not teachable is this already. And thoughts arising that there seems to be freedom somewhere to get, and that this is freedom, the way of which is spoken of, is just simply what seems to be happening. So there's nothing to teach, and there's no one to teach it, because there's just this. There's always just this, whatever seems to arise. Why don't you teach? It's just spontaneously and innocently arising. And the idea is that there is something to get, or to gain, or to know, or to be free of, is this already. And it simply just seems to happen. And there's nothing wrong with teaching. Teaching how to walk, teaching how to talk is just simply what seems to be happening. There's already no one teaching or learning anything. That's what seems to arise. Learning to walk, learning to speak. And there's no one behind the learning to speak, the learning to write. And there's no one behind these words. There's no knower here, or no one who has reached something. It's not an accomplishment. This is not the state of being. This is not a state of pure being or pure happiness or blissfulness. No, this is just simply this. Being happy is this, being sad is this, and asking, teaching from happiness to blissfulness, or from depression to happiness, is this also. But there's already no you in any type of state able to move to another state with the help of a teaching or a teacher. And anything may happen. Happiness may come and sadness may come. It's always just this. Always this. And thinking one is better, the happiness is better than the depression, or the depression is worse than the happiness, is this already. And this cannot be taught. This cannot be taught. It can be suggested. Suggestion may arise. The assumption may arise that one is better than the other. And that's just simply what seems to be happening. Assumptions, conclusions, that happiness is better than depression is just simply what seems to be happening. And there's no teaching for that, as there are no teachers and no followers. It's always just this, whatever seems or not seems to happen.